All right, guys, and welcome back to Yoast Build. So this is going to be the first Saturn video, and I hope you guys are excited about this car. We don't plan on doing much to it, just figuring out what's wrong with it, getting it fixed, getting it running, put it on the dyno, tune it, maybe put some nitrous on it, you know, something fun. So what I've been doing for the last 2 days, while, you know, I did all the racing videos and everything, while I was waiting for all those to upload and do everything like that, I started taking the Saturn apart. So this is what we have so far. We have the motor and transmission setting here on the jack. We have the full 3-inch exhaust and header. So when I took everything apart, I've made sure to pretty much memorize everything in my head to figure out where all the bolts went to what we can delete, what we can't delete. And yeah, this is a pretty easy car to work on. Over here we have the car outside, the whole subframe and everything back in. If you guys have ever worked on a K-Series car, this is exactly like a K-Series RSX or something, where you literally just pull the whole subframe out, drop the motor out on the subframe, take the motor off the subframe, fix everything, put it back on the subframe, put it back in the car. So we plan on, you know, doing that. As you see, the motor mounts are still sitting there and there. The fuse box and everything, which goes right there, was pulled out. I uncharged the AC, took it all out. It was not pressurized, so I don't know if there's a leak or something old. So we'll just delete that while we're at it. The heater core, one of the lines had a nick in it, so I don't know if that maybe is why the motor blew up, or if it did blow up or overheated. But there was a nick in one of the heater lines, and I cut it right where the nick was. Everything else I unplugged properly. I didn't cut any wiring. You know, made sure everything was perfect in the car. While I had it up in the air, I came to find out that we had ProgressAuto.com front lowering springs on this car. I looked them up and tried to figure out who makes them and what they're from. They're a company that makes suspension components, but they do not list them for this car anymore. So I'm kind of wondering if they ordered them for a Cobalt and put them on this car, but I didn't see any listings for Cobalt either. So I ordered a set of DNA lowering springs, eBay lowering springs, just so I have the rear lowering springs to match the front lowering springs. From the info I found online, these are 1.75 drop in the front, so I ordered 1.75 drop for the rear. So once the motor and everything goes back in this, it should set nice and flush. You guys notice I have the mirror on and the garnish on. The car looks pretty good. I have the headlights and everything out. I took all the brackets apart. So other little cool things that we found out about our Saturn. The exhaust is actually a 3-inch vibrant mandrel bent exhaust, and the header is a vibrant header. I also looked that up, couldn't find any information on that, which is another thing. So I'm assuming whoever had this car and modded this car did it a while ago, because all the parts that I found that are actually on the car can't be ordered or bought anymore. So if any of this stuff breaks, we're gonna have to fix what we have, because we can't order replacements of that exact part. It does have a K&N cold air with a sock and everything on it. This is a hydro mat, so you can't get water in it. We do have the plastics for the front fender to keep that protected, which is an awesome thing. It does have here on the radiator, this is your radiator, this is your heat exchanger, and this is your AC condenser. So we can remove the AC condenser, because like I said, this car won't have AC. It didn't have AC before, apparently, because there was no pressure in the system. Here's the supercharger over here, and we can... So what you look for in these superchargers, at least from what I've been told from the people I asked, is this edge right here. You look for any like crazy dents or scarring, basically if the supercharger had ate something, because if there's any crazy dents or scarring right here, you'll have, of course, a lack of boost. Also, this pulley is a 2.8 from the information I found. Whoever put this supercharger on, you can see all this RTV. They literally used like a whole tube of RTV, and they also put it here, which doesn't make sense to me because there's a big rubber O-ring. Another thing is these are known for being really weak. There's a mod you can do to delete this, or not delete it, but make it stronger, I guess. I'm gonna have to see what I can do for that. But what this video is mainly gonna be about is the motor that's setting right here on the jack. So I'm gonna get the transmission off. I'm going to see if there's an aftermarket clutch in this car, because it definitely felt like it when you press the pedal. And then we're gonna pop the valve cover off and we're gonna see what's in the motor. Hopefully nothing too major is broken. And for those of you wondering about the Juke and the wheels, I absolutely love this thing. I posted a couple pictures on the Facebook YoSpilt page and on my personal page, and this thing looks epic with the JDM 3 pieces. Like I said, I put the 17x9s in the front, the 17x8s in the rear, and it just has a super cool stance fitment. So now we got to see what we can find for the Saturn. Like I said, just the lowering springs are simple, nothing too crazy priced, but let's get to this motor. All right, guys, we're back after that wonderful time lapse. So, as you've seen, pulled all the accessories off, pulled the timing chain off, got the tensioner out, got the other bolt that holds the other side of the timing chain, tensioner guide out of the way, pulled the head off, used the, it has these weird E-style bolts, they're like E10s or something like that. They're down inside of the actual chain guide. So it's actually inside where the chain rides, but it's not inside the head. It's kind of weird how it's put together. Got all of those out, got the head completely off, checked the head gasket. Head gasket is perfect. The short block looks perfect. It spins freely. I pulled the transmission off. Everything looks good in the transmission, like, you know, clutch wise, everything is just all rusty from setting. But I instantly found the problem. So as soon as I pulled the head off, I started looking, and you see this valve right here is a little gold, which means she was nice and hot. These two cylinders were good. They're just a little rich. But that exhaust valve right there, that is why this thing quit running. So I guarantee you, because it has a pulley, a tune, and OEM injectors, that it was running very, very lean. So all it did was melt an exhaust valve. So, you know, I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm gonna have to check all the valves and everything, make sure they're all lapped and seated good. It doesn't look like any of them are bent. They're all setting down pretty good. So I'll just order a valve for it, order a head gasket for it. The timing chain is actually brand new. I was looking through it and looking up what the timing chain should look like and everything, and it actually looks brand new. The guides look brand new. Everything looks brand new. So I'm assuming that somebody did the timing chain and head gasket on this thing and put it back together, and they put stock injectors in it, or they sold it to somebody and they put stock injectors in it, and it has a pulley, intake, vibrant header, vibrant 3-inch exhaust. So the tune was completely off, and it just melted an exhaust valve. So it probably ran really strong until it melted that exhaust valve right there. Yeah, because once you lose compression on one of those cylinders, all the little metal from this goes through the rest of the motor. So I'm sure I'm going to find some metal chunks in these exhaust ports. You can see it was sealed up good. There was no leaks or anything. So that's the only thing that I found wrong. The bottom end, like I said, turns over easy. The transmission spins easy. I went through all the gears. Everything looks good on that. So I'm going to have to order a valve, some seals, head gasket kit, valve cover kit, and I'll probably pull the oil pan off just to check the bearings and everything. I don't want to make sure everything is good. But I really don't see anything wrong with the whole motor or anything. I was told it, you know, had lost compression. So I knew it was going to have to come apart regardless, but now we found out why. And the transmission, I don't know exactly what any of the codes mean, but I'm assuming 4.05 is the final drive. It is an ion redline, so it probably has a short gear transmission in it for performance based. Another thing, of course, we're going to do is clean up all this stuff. But yeah, if you look at this tensioner right here, this thing literally looks brand new. You have to pull this all apart to get and actually time the motor and pull this front case off. But I'll get this off, all off camera. And I just wanted to pull it apart and show you guys to see what exactly was wrong with the Saturn. I didn't expect it to be anything major, just if anything, some bent exhaust valves. So I'll do that all off camera. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are enjoying the content of the Saturn. I'm going to order some parts, and then I'll get back to you with a video once we're ready to put it back together. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, you guys are the greatest. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content, and let's see if we can hit 5,000 subscribers.